Hello everybody, this is Mr. Paul at Mr. Paul's Pantry. It's 6:30 in the morning and I'm just going to make a start on this video. I don't know what time it is where you are, but it's still dark here and it's not too warm yet. It will be warming up soon. Now the recipe today, I've had thousands of people asking for it ever since I put up a recipe about Greg's CopyCat cheese and onion pasty. And they've asked me to make a copycat of McVities Jamaican Ginger Cake. So here goes today. We're having a go and we're going to see how it goes, how it turns out. It's not something I've made before in the bakery. It's something I've just experimented with since all you people have asked me to do it. So if you're new here, a very warm welcome. And if you're returning visitors, nice to see you back again. So I'm just going to have a cup of tea and then I'm going to get cracking on the video. So I'll see you in a minute. So here are the ingredients for this very, very famous ginger cake. It's a few ingredients, but it's very, very simple. I've got some plain flour, all-purpose flour to you if you're not in the UK. Plain flour, Muscovado sugar. Now if you haven't got Muscovado sugar, use any brown sugar. Any brown sugar will do. White sugar doesn't do it, okay? It has to be a brown sugar to give you that nice caramelly flavour and the colour as well, okay? We've got some unsalted butter, we've got some ground ginger, we've got some mixed spice or allspice. If you haven't got those where you live, if you can't buy it, there is a recipe underneath to make your own mixed spice, so don't worry. Here I've got some baking soda, that's bicarbonate of soda, not baking powder. Bicarbonate of soda. I've got some Black Treacle. And if you can't buy Black Treacle where you live, there's a link underneath showing you how to make my golden syrup. What you have to do with that is caramelise it longer to give it a darker colour. It won't be exactly the same, but it will give you the nice caramel taste and the colour as well that this cake needs. I've got 2 large eggs and some milk and a pinch of salt. That's it, so let's put it all together and see what happens. Right, so we've got a saucepan here, and what I've done is I've weighed out the Black Treacle into the pan. Instead of putting it into a basin and then transferring it into there, it's very complicated and you lose quite a lot in the process. So I've just weighed it out there into the pan, and I'm going to put the heat on not too high. Oops. Not too high now. There we are. And we're going to add to that now, we're going to add the butter. And also we're going to add the sugar. And we're going to melt all those 3 things together. Now we don't want to vigorously boil them, we just want to gently heat them until the butter's melted and the sugar is dissolved into all the Black Treacle. So I'm just going to leave that now for a few seconds. Now remember what I said, we don't want this to boil, we just want to make sure the butter's melted and there's no grains of sugar in the bottom. You can feel when it's dissolved. And there I think it's all nicely dissolved now, I think you can see that. I'm going to take the heat, turn the heat off, take it off the heat, and I'm going to add the milk. And we're going to leave that to cool now down to blood heat. So we're going to in a dry clean bowl, we're going to add the flour. I've already put the pinch of salt in there. We're going to add the baking soda, bicarbonate of soda, remember, it's not baking powder, it's baking soda. We're going to put the ginger in there as well, and the mixed spice. And give those a mix just to distribute them all in the flour. And then when the sugar, butter and Black Treacle are cool enough, we're going to add them to that. But in the meantime, I'll just show you the tin I'm going to bake my cake in. Now this is my loaf tin I'm going to use. It's about £1.5 pound loaf tin. I'm not sure what the grams are. It's an old tin anyway. But you don't want to make it in a very large tin. Otherwise, when you put the batter in, it'll spread all over and be very, very thin and cook crispy, not nice and moist. Now you need to grease this and line it with some parchment paper. We use these in the bakery, the pre-made liners for things like this. I'm going to use that. Also in the bakery we used to buy these. I haven't seen them for sale for the general public to buy. It's something we bought from the trade. And here in Spain they use them a lot. It's cardboard, paper or cardboard. It's got a nice non-stick interior, and you just pour your batter into those, bake it and sell it as it is. You don't have any tins to clean out or anything like that. Quite useful that, and that used to make a lovely ginger cake, the size and shape of it when I had the bake. Right, now this is where I have to make an apology to you because I've accidentally deleted some of the footage. It was of me mixing the Black Treacle, sugar and the butter, which was all melted in the pan, which I showed you, and mixing it into the dry ingredients. And I'm afraid I can't show you that because I've deleted it. I don't know how it happened, but that's the finished product, and we're going to fill the cases now, the tins now, and we'll carry on from there. So here are the two tins. I filled that one and this one. They're going to go in the oven now, and it's going to be about 45 to 50 minutes. But what I must tell you is you must not open the door before the 40 minute mark. 40 minutes it must stay in there without even peeping at it. Otherwise it'll sink in the middle. Okay, so it's going in at 180 in my oven with no fan. If you're using a fan oven, I can't be certain, you'll have to check with your instructions, but it's usually about 160. Okay, so in the oven we go. Well, here they are straight out of the oven. They're very hot at the moment. Unfortunately, this one I did overfill. I put too much liquid in. I'm sorry about that. It's boiled over a little bit. Long time since I made them in these, and it's just one of those things. But here, just a moment, let me get the gloves. Here's the one in the loaf tin, and I think you can see it's a very, very nice, soft, spongy. Now the thing about these cakes is we can't eat them right away. What I'm going to do, and I'll show you in a moment, I'm going to wrap them in, when they've cooled, I'm going to wrap them in greaseproof and then in cling film, and I'm going to leave them for at least 36 hours. Sometimes you can leave them a week. And that's how, when you buy one of these famous ginger cakes in the shops, they're so soft, sticky and moist. And that's what happens. They don't sell them right away. They're put into storage for a week or so, and then they come into the shops. And that's what will happen with these. And I'll show you how to do that. So we have the cakes here that have now cooled completely. And this one is in its paper case, as I put it in there. This one I put in the cardboard one. It's actually, I overfilled it and it came over the sides a little bit. So, but they're nice. I don't know if you can see that, but they're quite nice and moist, squashy. And we're going to leave them now to mature, like one does a Christmas cake really. So I'm going to wrap this up in greaseproof. like that. And I'm going to do the same with the other one. And then what we're going to do is we're going to wrap them in cling film. Just take that nasty edge off there. So we're going to put the first one in here and wrap it like that. And then I'm going to wrap it the other way like this. And that will keep it nice and sealed, and it's nice and sealed now, so that will keep the moisture in there. I'm going to do exactly the same with the other one. Wrap it one way and then the other, just to make sure it's got a good seal. And then I'm going to pop that into an airtight cake tin. And that will stay like that now for up to a week. You could leave it. Leave it up to a week for it to mature, get nice and soft and sticky, and it will be just like one of the ginger cakes you purchase in the supermarket. Okay? So, it's now 4 days since I made this cake, or both of them, and wrapped them up in greaseproof and in cling film. And that's where they've stayed to mature. And we're going to have a look at it now and see what happened. It should be nice and moist and sticky. Just move that paper. And I don't know if you can see, but it is nice and moist and very sticky. Very, very sticky. Alright? And what we're going to do is I'm going to take a slice and I'm going to give it a taste, and I'm also going to show you how else it's very nice to serve it with. Okay? So let's take a piece here. Now if you note, I've not taken the paper off, I'm just cutting it with the paper on so it doesn't all break away. Just move that and show you. You see how nice and soft and sticky that is? Let's get this piece off the paper now. I'll just take the paper over the sink. There we are. And that's a piece of real sticky Jamaican ginger cake, just like the ones you buy in the supermarket. Now, the other one I cut, it was a bit more the shape of the supermarket bought ones. I've cut some pieces here, and I'm going to pop a couple of pieces in the dish, and I'm going to serve it with some freshly made custard, and I'm just going to try some of that now. Can't quite get the taste of that. I'll just try a little bit more. It's so light, it's so soft, sticky and gingery. and I hope you'll all have a go at making this. It really is nice. If you've enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up downstairs there underneath the video, and if you have any comments, suggestions or questions, leave them also underneath the video. I do read them all and try to answer as many as I possibly can. So this is Mr. Paul saying bye for now, and I'll see you next time. Bye!